I've been gaming for long enough that I do remember an era before Steam was the essential be-all and end-all of PC gaming. I'm glad that many of the games I played during that time have since found their way onto Steam, so I can still enjoy them after the loss of CDs or computers capable of playing them. Games like Age of Empires 3, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Civilization 4, and Knights of the Old Republic all fall under this category for me. However, there are still games from that period that have not made their way to Steam, and may never, but that doesn't stop me hoping that someday they would, as unlikely as that may be. So here is my list of 5 games that I played on PC, but can no longer play for various reasons, that I would like to come to Steam. Here we go. The Oregon Trail Deluxe. Frankly, I was a little surprised that the Oregon Trail Deluxe wasn't on Steam already. Oregon Trail is a merciless game of learning how to move on after half your caravan dies of dysentery, and was one of my most frequently played childhood games. Thinking back on it, Oregon Trail must be one of the darker games advertised for children. I mainly played it because it was one of 2 games on the computers at my school in kindergarten. It is a fun, if simple, experience that I think could find a nice place on Steam, with an easier way of reaching new audiences who want to hunt, strategize, and then watch as all your planning goes to waste because someone decided to say hi to a rattlesnake. It also didn't do those strange things with 3D like other games in the Oregon Trail series. Ugh. So, I think this is the one I definitely want on Steam. Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup. Frankly, the Harry Potter video games over the years have been rather, let's say, lackluster. But Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup is an exception. The gameplay is fun, the chance to view the gorgeous Hogwarts Quidditch pitch and the international pitches as well is great, and it simply exudes personality. I'm not blind to its faults, it wasn't particularly difficult and matches could get dull because of that, since slaughtering opponents is not always fun. However, the controls felt great to move with, and the cutscenes of goals or special moves were creative and entertaining. Perhaps, if they don't want to bring the original though, the producers might consider making a sequel. Add more nations in, give more creative control to the players, maybe even add in some sports sim mechanics. I'd buy that game in a heartbeat. But I'll take the original on Steam if that's at all possible, because this is the closest we're going to get to playing Quidditch ourselves. Except the actual Quidditch sport that's now becoming popular. The Backyard Sports Series. Okay, this is a bit cheating because I said games, not game series, but I couldn't just pick one. The Backyard Sports games are what got me into sports games, and I think that there's a niche in Steam's market for them, especially given how the major titles like Madden and NBA 2K have disappointed recently. The Backyard Sports games covered baseball, basketball, football, soccer, hockey, and skateboarding, and each game had a colorful cast of characters to choose from for your team. From the legend Pablo Sanchez to the pro athletes, the characters were true stars on the field. The wacky power-ups were exciting to use, and the game was simply easy to pick up and play whenever you felt like it. Special shout out to Backyard Baseball 2005, still one of the best sports games I've ever played. Mainly though, these games were fun, and I think the sports genre has been lacking that joy recently. Backyard Sports was an arcade-style sports series that never forgot how silly it was, and I think Steam needs more games like that. Zoo Tycoon. I was obsessed with animals when I was in kindergarten, to the point where zookeeper was my future profession, according to me. I may not have pursued that path, but I did get a gift from my parents of Zoo Tycoon, a zoo management sim game. It is a detailed management sim with amazing animal models, a simple but effective gameplay style, and an amazing main theme. Seriously, the Zoo Tycoon theme song must be one of the most memorable video game songs I have ever heard. The pure nostalgia it elicits is amazing. Whether you're properly planning out your exhibits, wrangling with the complex needs of each animal and raking in the visitors in cash, or you're just letting all the animals run wild attacking the guests, this game has a lot to offer. including a fun way to dispose of annoying guests. Say hi to your new home, the Lion Cage. The weighty expansions added even more with marine animals and dinosaurs. The game was educational on the topic of animals and simply a great game. There is no equal for it on Steam, so I think it would behoove the developers to find a way to put it on there. If they don't, I might be forced to demolish a fence or two. Battle for Middle-earth 1 or 2. Okay, yes, I'm cheating again. But I would absolutely take either Battle for Middle-earth 1 or 2 and would love it if both came. This is actually the one game I still have the CDs of, but despite my efforts, I've never gotten it to run on my computer, which is very frustrating. These games are real-time strategy games based in Middle-earth where you control various armies associated with the races or nations of Middle-earth. Like a typical RTS game, you build up resources to build buildings, to build units, to destroy your enemies. You also get heroes and powers from Middle-earth, can fight through various campaigns, and even edit your own levels if you feel up to it. The character models, art, and music are all fantastic, and as a big Lord of the Rings fan, this is the best that series has to offer in terms of video games. These games were a huge amount of fun playing single player or multiplayer, and I would still play it if I could. That is why my last hope is for the games to somehow make their way onto Steam, so I, and anyone else who wants to, can command our armies to conquer Middle-earth. So there you have it. 5 games that I have played on PC in the past that I wish would make their way to Steam so I could play them now. I'm under no delusions. I know all of these are highly unlikely to ever make it to Steam, so if even one of them could, I would be very grateful. Let me know if you also want one, some, or all these games on Steam, and tell me if there's any games you used to play that you want to come to Steam so you could play them again. If you have any, I hope they do come to Steam for you. Have a great day, and happy gaming. What is it, kitty?